If you have kids, you probably know the feeling. You walk into your kid's room and as you open the door, it barely budges. You squeeze past the door and try to find a place for your next step, except you can't see the floor. You look for your child, knowing that they're somewhere in the room. Just a minute ago, you heard the music, but all you can see is a pile of clothes, blankets, and who knows what else on the bed. Let me ask you a couple of questions. How many times have you already asked them to clean their room? How many times more will you have to ask them to clean their room? And one final question, do they even know why you want their room cleaned? So as you simmer about that, you may be asking what clean bedrooms has to do with business acumen. And I'm glad you asked. There's some really scary things going on in most organizations and probably your own. MIT Sloan Management Review published an article a few years back titled, "No One Knows Your Strategy, Not Even Your Top Leaders." Let me read you a couple of paragraphs. The CEO of a large technology company recently reviewed the results of her annual employee engagement survey and was delighted that among the senior leaders surveyed, 97% said they had a clear understanding of the company's priorities and how their work contributed to corporate objectives. They then asked their managers to list the company's strategic priorities. Only 1/4 of the managers surveyed could list 3 of the company's 5 strategic priorities. Even worse, 1/3 of the leaders charged with implementing the company's strategy couldn't even list 1. So the fact remains that there is a huge problem with strategic alignment. What is strategic alignment? Well, strategic alignment is knowing why we're working and what I should be working on. It's knowing how important our work is to the overall organization and how our decisions are impacting the company's success. Interesting thing is MIT found the biggest drop-off in alignment was between the top leaders and their direct reports. So why is this lack of alignment such a big deal? Well, one is it causes a major lack of engagement. And Gallup has identified lack of engagement as a $7.8 trillion problem. Now, I'm not a betting man, but I would bet that you're losing just because people aren't aligned with your company's overall strategy and objectives. So what do we do about it? Well, build business acumen. Number one, recognize that it's a huge issue for all of us. Even if you have done the surveys, people still likely aren't aligned. Remember, the biggest gap exists between the top leaders and the senior leaders. So ask yourself right now, do you know your company's strategy? Can you name all of your strategic priorities? Great if you can. If not, why not? What issues is misalignment causing today? Is it disengagement, wasted time and resources, competing priorities internally, or just bad decision making? Number two, start now to close the gap. Start building your business acumen. Make sure everyone knows why they're working. I think most of us overestimate the effectiveness of our communication. Somehow yelling at a teenager with earphones on, blaring loud music just doesn't produce positive results. I also think most of us underestimate the number of times it takes for people to just get it. It may take 3 times or 7 times or even 20 times. Most importantly, what we can do is repeatedly help people understand what we're trying to do, why we're trying to do it, and how important their contributions are to our success. So how does alignment help your business acumen? Well, alignment means you see the bigger picture. You see how all the parts fit and that common driving force of what you're trying to accomplish. It also tells you what metrics you should be measuring, how you're going to be successful. So be better aligned by knowing what we're trying to work on, why we're doing it, and the impact that you can have on that purpose. And that's just good business acumen.